In JavaScript, every value is either truthy or falsy, and this determines how the value behaves in a Boolean context. A falsy value will evaluate to false when it is converted to a Boolean, and a truthy value will evaluate to true when it is converted to a Boolean. Let's explore these values together. There are only a few falsy values in JavaScript. We have false. False itself, which is a Boolean value, is a falsy value. 0 is a falsy value. An empty string is a falsy value. Not a number, NaN, is a falsy value. Null is a falsy value. Undefined is a falsy value. -0 is a falsy value. If you are confused as to what undefined, null, and all of these kind of values, empty string means, then it means that you should actually check out my videos on JavaScript data types, where I explain all of these different data types that we have in JavaScript. Coming back to falsy values and truthy values. So these are like examples of the very few falsy values that we have in JavaScript. Document.all also returns a falsy value, but that is very uncommon to use to see. So the major ones are 0, undefined, null, not a number, empty string. Now, if there is any value that is not one of these falsy values, then it is automatically a truthy value. If a value is not 0, if it is not -0, if it is not an empty string, if it is not false, if it is not null, if it is not a number, if it is not undefined, then it is a truthy value in JavaScript. If you pick a random value, if you say true is a truthy value. If you say good morning in a string is a truthy value. If you say an empty array is a truthy value. An empty object is a truthy value. So far it is not one of these falsy values, then it is a truthy value. So let's confirm everything I have been saying. There's a way we can check, convert a value to Boolean, and confirm if it's a truthy or a falsy value. So let's move into our console and we can check. Let's start with the Boolean, with the falsy values. We can check we can use the Boolean function, inbuilt function in JavaScript. If we check for 0, Boolean 0, that means we're trying to convert 0 to a Boolean value so that we can check if it's actually a truthy or a falsy value. Boolean 0 is false, so that shows that 0 is indeed a falsy value. Let's check for false. We'll check for all of the falsy values. False, close bracket, sorry. So this is false as well, so it is a falsy value. Let me just copy all of these and paste it. I'm going to check for null. Null is also a falsy value. And if I check for undefined is also a falsy value. If I check for an empty string with nothing in it is also a falsy value. And if I check for, do we have any other falsy value? Not a number, yes. Not a number. That's also a falsy value. But let's check for another value outside of all of this value. If I check for Boolean 2, it comes out true. So 2 is a truthy value. If I check for, Boolean, my name is Bemi. Let me put in a statement. I'll just put I am Bemi and close. For context, Boolean here is an inbuilt function in JavaScript that is used to convert anything to a Boolean value. You can see that I am Bemi is also true. And even there are some values that you will see and you will think that they are falsy value. But don't forget, if they are not a part of this list, then they are most likely not. They are most likely a truthy value. For example, if I check for an empty array, say Boolean, an empty array, let me put an empty array in here, is a truthy value. It is an empty string that is a falsy value. An empty array is a truthy value. An empty object is a truthy value. A function is a truthy value. Any string, any number that it is not 0 or -0 is a truthy value. Also, if you do not want to use the Boolean function, you can use the double negation to convert any value to Boolean, just two exclamation mark instead of using the Boolean function. So I can use the double quotation like this. If I say double quotation IAM in a string, it gives us a true value. If I say double quotation 0, 0 is a false value, so I get false. If I say double quotation an empty object, I get true. So instead of using Boolean function, you can just use the double negation rather, but it's double exclamation mark. I keep saying double quotation, I'm so sorry about that. So double exclamation mark to explicitly convert your value to a Boolean. But then, why do we need to know whether something is a truthy or a falsy value? Because as you go on with using your different data types, you are creating a conditional statement, you would know there will be scenarios where you might have to use the knowledge of knowing whether a value is a falsy or truthy value to determine what you are doing. And when you start to use type coercion, learning about type coercion and type conversion, then knowing what value is a truthy or a falsy value is very important. And it's very easy to know. All you have to do is know the major falsy value. Then any value that is not a part of those values is a truthy value. And that's about that with truthy and falsy value for now. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on the notification bell for more tech and coding content. See you in my next video. Bye.